these shoes, sandals, online, brand new, but from a pre-loved, well-known online selling site. And they're really nice. They've got like this crocheted band at the front, and I put them on and thought great, but then realised my foot was slipping really forward in them because this kind of stretches with your foot, this crocheted band. So I've set about tightening it up, and I'm going to show you the other shoe as I do, but this one, you'll see I've stitched around here. I've pulled it kind of just snug around there, and then I've gone throughout the underneath. I've followed the line of stitching, and I've put more stitches, and again around this edge underneath, and that one works fantastically. Doesn't dig in my foot at all, and I can wear them. So I'm just going to show you briefly how I've done it. Basically, it's normal polyester thread, double, and I'm going to use it 4 times as thick. But first off, I'm going to put it in. I'm picking up these little thread, the little crocheted threads, and obviously you couldn't do it like this with leather, but being fabric, it's a bit easier to do, or rather crocheted, it's just easier to do. So what I've done, double it over, and where I've doubled it over, I've got a loop on the end, so I'm using that as my anchor point. Okay, and I'm just gonna go through. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because it'd be very boring, but I'll show you as I go. I'm picking up the thread there, and quite easy to do because they are crocheted. But just by running this thread through that isn't flexible, it tightens them up. And let me just pull this down so I've got a bit more strength, because I want it 4 times as thick to make sure I'm not going to break that thread. Okay, get the idea. Just do a couple more and I'll show you. You just need to pull it snugly like this so that it supports the crocheting of the strap, but it doesn't pull it doesn't pull it tight. You just want it snug on your foot, so you'll have to kind of try it on. So I'm just pulling it tight, so instead of being kind of stretchy, it's a little bit of stretch it's got, it will be more snug. With this one, that edge will not stretch, and this bit I've also done, I haven't done every little bit, but just at given points I've done a line of stitching. I've kind of followed that line like that underneath the stitching, and that line, and I think that line, I've left a couple of lines, and that's it. I'll come back to you when I've done a bit more. I've supported this edge with stitching underneath, as I showed you on the other shoe, all the way around. I've tried it on my foot and pulled this to make it just slightly tighter, and now I'm going off into another direction, and I want to pick up this pattern here, this part of the pattern, and run the thread down to there, and then I'm going to come back and pick up another one of these lines. It's not easy on the inside because you kind of having to turn it partly inside out to do. Fortunately, the top of this is the upper is quite soft, being crocheted. I think if you needed to take in the width on a different kind of shoe, maybe leather, you probably need to work on padding it on the inside rather than sewing it, because that just wouldn't be possible. But it's possible. It depends how much you really love the shoes. Sometimes leather shoes, they can work, like, gradually become a little bit softer and a little bit bigger on your feet. So you could try padding them. You could try taking them into your local cobbler, shoesmith, and see if they can offer a solution for you. But you see, I'm working my way through. So I go as far as I can from this side, and then I'll turn it so that I go from the other end of the shoe, from that end. Just go as far as I can. And you just want it tight enough to pull it and support it a little bit, because you don't want the shoe to be uncomfortable, that you just can't wear it afterwards. That's it. Keep going. A little bit of cotton, because I undid a bit. I undid it and went back through and ended up having to redo it because I'd come through to the outside on it with cotton. But that's fine. It just takes a little bit of patience. Everything isn't so straightforward. The other shoe was completely straightforward. Never went through to the other side at all. But this one I have a couple of times, so I decided to undo it, start all over again, and that's fine. I may support this bit of the fabric a little bit more, but I'll see what it's like, what it looks like on. Okay, the next thing is to try this on. Okay, let's see what it looks like. And just pull this. Just so that it's snug. That's up there. Wonderful. That's it. Then I'm just going to finish supporting this bit of fabric here. And that's it. Foot isn't slipping through anymore. Let me just tighten it a little bit more. It's just a case of supporting that. That's it. Yeah, it feels good. You see a little bit of a lump there, so I'm going to support that bit, run the thread through that bit as well. And then that's it.